Hi guys, Sasha again, and I want to speak about a topic that I know is very important when we're dealing with endometriosis, and that is the idea and the concept of having a hysterectomy. These are my views from what I have researched. Other people may have different views on it, but this is basically my view about hysterectomy and endometriosis. What exactly is a hysterectomy? Basically a cutting out of the womb or of the reproductive organs. There are different types of hysterectomy as well. With a partial hysterectomy, only the uterus is removed. An oophorectomy is removal of one or both of the ovaries. Total hysterectomy is removal of the uterus and the cervix. It is also very common to have an oophorectomy with a total hysterectomy. So you will have removal of the uterus, the cervix, and one or both ovaries. With a radical hysterectomy, all of the reproductive organs are removed. Radical hysterectomy is only used for the excision of cancer. So the uterus, the cervix, both ovaries, and sometimes a part of the vagina will be removed. So you may ask, why is hysterectomy considered as a treatment for endometriosis? And it has been noted that when women go through menopause, that symptoms, generally speaking, that symptoms of endometriosis decrease. So unless you have other gynecological problems, the type of hysterectomy that will be considered for treatment of endometriosis is the oophorectomy, which is removal of both of the ovaries to stop the body producing estrogen. Endometriosis is a condition that is based on having high levels of estrogen in the body. That's one of the factors of endometriosis. So obviously when you go through menopause, estrogen decreases significantly in the body, and so those implants shrink, they start to die, they have nothing to give them life. Doctors think that by surgically inducing women to have menopause, that it can help with the symptoms of endometriosis. Why should you have a hysterectomy? Reproductive organs are so badly damaged that there really is no way to salvage them. That is one of the only ways that I think having a hysterectomy for endometriosis is in any way practical. Secondly, if a woman reaches a point, and I've been there before, where you are emotionally free, frazzled, where just the thought of your period completely sends you into a downward spiral, and you may have a menstrual cycle that isn't even painful anymore. It's just that you've been conditioned, years of conditioning of thinking that when you have that period you're gonna have pain. If it has gone to that point where you honestly think that you can't handle having another period ever again in your life, then you might want to consider having a hysterectomy. But I would only say that as well for women who have had their kids already. White women should never have a hysterectomy for treatment of endometriosis. You should remove the disease from the woman and not the woman from the disease. Simple. If I have endometriosis on my peritoneal lining, why are you removing healthy reproductive organs? If the organs can be saved in any way, why are you going to go to the step of having radical surgery? And I've had so many doctors tell me about this, about having a hysterectomy. Thankfully, my doctor, it's not even an option for him. And I really, because I reached the point where I wanted to have it done so many times, and then it changed my mind. It get to that point and it changed my mind. So that happens a lot with women who go through endometriosis and who have to deal with that constant pain, chronic pain. You really are not in a position to make a decision that can affect the rest of your life in such a serious way unless you are of sound mind. And anyone who is at the breaking point in dealing with pain is of no way of sound mind. I know this. Take into account when you're looking at having a hysterectomy, and why you shouldn't have a hysterectomy is that if you are a young woman and you have a hysterectomy, you're going to go through menopause. and menopause has symptoms. Sometimes those symptoms can be extremely severe hot flashes and so on. But one of the harshest side effects, one of the most permanent side effects of menopause is bone loss. A lot of women find that after they go through menopause, they have osteoporosis. The bones are not as strong as they used to be. So if you're starting at 28 or 29 years old, by the time you reach 50, you're not able to cycle, you're not able to walk, you're not able to do a lot of things you used to do because you step too hard, you're going to break a foot, break a leg or something. So to avoid that, the only way that they can help to counteract these symptoms of menopause is by giving you estrogen, replacement hormone therapy. And as we mentioned before, endometriosis is a condition that one of the causes of it is having an imbalance of hormones, having too much estrogen in the body. So you give back a woman estrogen after going through the whole process of having a hysterectomy to stop estrogen. You give it back to them to stop any side effects of menopause. And what happens is, if you have not removed all those endometriosis implants from anywhere else in the body, they come back, they grow back, they flourish, and you defeat the purpose. You really do. Makes no sense. It is necessary to remove all of the endometriosis as well. If you're having a hysterectomy, don't let any doctor just go and butcher you and chop you up. It's the endometriosis that's causing the problem. Remove the implants. If you decide to have the hysterectomy, ensure that your doctor as well removes all of the endometriosis from anywhere else in your body. Secondly, I have read about so many horror stories of women who have had endometriosis and had a hysterectomy to treat endometriosis. Sometimes the pain gets worse. A lot of women regret having the hysterectomy because they can't have kids. You know, you might make that decision in you're in the crux of pain, and then after, like, oh my gosh, I can't have kids anymore. You know, it really hits you. That emotion hits you, and you become depressed. You worry that you're less of a woman. I don't feel like a woman anymore. You know, I don't have my reproductive organs. You go there's a lot of emotion that is tied up in having a hysterectomy for a woman, and that is one of the other reasons why I would not recommend having a hysterectomy for treatment of endometriosis. It has also been proven that excision of endometriosis actually has better results when it comes to treating the symptoms of endometriosis. There is no cure, but excision is a really good treatment for endometriosis, because when your excision is done right, there are a lot of stories of women who 10 years after and so on have no other symptoms of endometriosis because the implants are removed from the body. So if you find an extraordinarily gifted surgeon, one who understands what you're going through and who is willing to put in that time to look behind the kidneys, you know, to look all on your intestines, to look everywhere and to remove all the endometriosis that you have in your body, then you will find that you will have extraordinarily amazing results. Those are my views on hysterectomy as it relates to endometriosis. I hope that I have been able to enlighten some of you ladies out there as to why you should take the decision very, very seriously and really weigh the pros and the cons and take your time before you make such a drastic and irreversible decision. So if you guys have any questions, post a comment and I'll get back to you guys. Don't forget to like the video and subscribe to my channel. I'm going to have some other videos coming up that may be helpful to you all with relation to endometriosis as well. So thank you all for watching. Bye-bye.